So maybe it has been 3 months since we last uploaded. Is that a problem? My script fell. Guys, welcome to Nerd Weekly. Okay, it's Emmett Weekly now. But guys, welcome back to Emmett Weekly, and apologize for not uploading for 3 months because, well, I guess you'll see in a couple weeks. Make sure you stay tuned. But first, the tech news. Samsung held their yearly event last week, and alongside the new S20s, they also announced the next round of foldable phones. Can't wait to see how that goes. The Galaxy Z Flip is what they're calling it, and it uses a clamshell design much like the Motorola Razr. And it has a 6.7-inch screen and uses a ultra-thin glass, something flexible, I don't know, which they've coined Samsung Ultra Thin Glass, which is supposedly thinner than a human hair. And for that reason, it still has to have a plastic screen protector, so it's still vulnerable to scratches. Now, Samsung certainly mentioned their fiber layers in the hinge that are supposed to keep dust and debris out from under the screen, but according to iFixit, they're not going to be as effective as you may like. They report that even in spite of the fibers, the hinge was still apparently coated in particles after their testing, so... And speaking of unexpected successes, the Sonic movie hit the theaters last weekend. And I think after Sonic's, well, let's just say, rough film history, I'd say this movie is a welcome release. It honestly wasn't terrible. I actually saw it last weekend. You may remember back in spring of 2019 when Paramount first released the Sonic movie trailer, there was huge, and I mean huge, backlash about the design. And the eyes. And the teeth. But anyway, after they noticed everyone hated it, they completely redesigned him and pushed back the release date to February instead of the original intended November release they had planned on. But they listened to us, so I'd say that's as good a reason as any to go give it a watch. And it seems like people did, with the movie grossing a respectable $57 million in the first 3 days in the US alone. And they even paid their respects to Sonic. And now, after 3 months of waiting, the feature story. After the beta site for Android 11 was launched, and then promptly taken back down last week, Google has released the developer preview for Android 11. About a month ahead of schedule. And yes, they are done with the dessert names, unfortunately, as this one will just be called Android 11, because it's the successor to 10. That's how numbers work. Apparently the main focus is on 5G, with most changes being made behind the scenes, so to speak. There's also more support for hole punch cameras and more, unique form factors. It is still in dev beta, however, and you do need a Pixel 2 or better to install it. So they're not recommending that everyone should install it unless, well, you're a developer. Then go ahead, you're fine. But you know, it isn't limited to developers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Nerd Weekly. Guys, come back, wait. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Emmett Weekly. Come back next week for more tech news, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Don't worry, it won't be 3 months this time. And make sure you stay tuned for the special project coming up at the end of the month. Don't worry, we will be back in the studio soon, but until then, stay safe, stay awesome, and as always, guys, stay nerdy. I don't care, I like it, I'm keeping it, I don't care if it doesn't make any sense anymore.